Hi guys, it's Rike and welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Rike and I review a lot of activewear. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you just keep watching. Today I have a very late Buffbunny Collection review of their, well, still latest launch by the time you're going to watch this video. And honestly, I kind of forgot the name because now we're already on to the next one. That's coming out on like March 29th, I believe so. What day is today? For me, it's March 22nd, so yeah, it's coming out in a week. And there's been a few capsule collections in between, but honestly, nothing that was really too striking for me. I'm also really trying to shop less in general. And yeah, so didn't really get any of the capsule stuff. But there was something I couldn't resist in the last launch. And yeah, I kind of feel like I need to figure out what this name of this collection was again, because I certainly completely forgot. But we did get some pastel colors, still a lot of basic colors as well. And we did also have a return of the bossy print in a light blue. Did I say basic colors? I feel like they're always at basic colors now. But yeah, there were some blues and there was a little bit of a yellow there too. I kind of stayed boring and really just reduced what I shopped from what I used to shop from Buffbunny Collection launches. If you're interested, I usually went super crazy for those. And you can find my whole playlist up here and you can go and check that out. And yeah, just have a lot of fun going through all of the activewear I bought. I also do have one video going through the entire history of Buffbunny Collection from start to January of 2024, because that's when I made this video. And yeah, if you want a more compact story of the whole thing, I can also link that up here, but be aware, it's a long video. You might want to watch it in several installments. But it's just basically a compilation, or not a compilation, but really just a condensed history of Buffbunny Collection. And I could make that video because I do have a lot of their stuff, so it made sense to me. Anyway, let me just quickly check my phone what this collection was called, because I was really hoping it would come to mind while I was chatting. The new collection is called Unbreakable. I know that one. See, now I got it. I don't need to check the phone. So the last collection, the one that we're talking about today, that I'm going to show you some pieces of, was the I Am a Warrior collection, or just the Warrior collection, I guess. I feel like I would have noticed if I had unpacked it and seen the sticker. They always do a sticker specific to their specific collections, so you can kind of, have the theme in a little sticker. And also, like I said, this was not the brightest colors, but we did have some colors. And then in this upcoming one, the Unbreakable collection, which we might be just talking about a little bit in the very end of this video, there we have the really bright colors, more like the Snack collection or the Dream House collection from the past 2 years, basically. Those were the bright collections, and I feel like this is kind of what we're also having coming up in the end of March. If you're interested in those videos, I can also link those. So the Snack collection we have up here. And that one, I feel like there's definitely return colors for the Unbreakable one, and the Dreamers collection I can link up here. But anyway, we're not talking about the bright collection. We're talking about the I Am a Warrior collection. I got the package here, and yeah, let's just unwrap it. It's this time, it has Buffbunny Collection printed on the front, but and then in the back it says, "Recycle me again." And it actually does have a little address on here. Last time I got a box, so, because I ordered joggers, I think. This time we have the bag. And we got 4 pieces, so you can see it's definitely one color theme, and I'm also dressed according to the theme, I guess. And let me just see if I missed something, but no, I think I got everything out of the package. I'll see. I said it was the Warrior collection. That was wrong. That was the collection before that. This one was the One More collection, according to the sticker at least. There we go. This is the sticker. Oh dear. See, I'm definitely not on point with this. I should have checked this before I started this video, but forgive me. There's been a lot of releases and a lot of collections in the past, especially with all those little, oh my God. See, I'm missing words. It's Saturday morning. It's not my day, apparently. I already put a shelf together, so I already achieved something. But anyway, there was a lot of little small capsule collections. Yes, capsule was the word I was looking for. Anyway, this is the One More collection. And if you're thinking it's like, oh, they're like, oh, one more collection? No, I think what they were trying to say was one more rep, one more this, one more that. And yeah, and even has a little 25 on there for 2025. I don't know if you can see that, but like it's at the very bottom here. Not necessarily my favorite sticker. I do like the color scheme on here though. I'm always a big fan of blues, but I also like reds and greens and all the colors of the rainbow basically. That's just me. I love colors. Anyway, and usually when you order, you also do get the thank you card. It just says thank you and a lot of words. And then they also advertise their workout app, Grounds. Yeah. But yes, this collection had a lot of like nice favorites of mine returning and some fun colors. There was a really nice yellow. I just didn't get that because I do have some yellow sports bras that I felt like were very similar in color. And I only got 4 pieces. Yeah. I'm proud of myself for limiting myself, honestly. Because I feel like, I mean, I have so much activewear, right? And I mean, I also have so much Buffbunny Collection. And it's just good to kind of like slow down a little bit, especially with this whole house situation. So anyway, yeah, also if you haven't watched any of my recent videos or you're new here, I recently moved. So this is the new filming space. And actually I've realized with one of my last videos, when it wasn't as sunny outside, the camera focus kept shifting a little bit, but I think when it's this bright outside, it's fine. So yeah, the sun is just out, that's why it looks so white out there. It's just very, very sunny. And yeah, let's just start talking about the pieces. I usually start with the sports bras and then I make my way to the bottom. So this is also what we'll do here. I usually do wear a size small up top for Buffbunny Collection and size small to medium at the bottom because I'm in between sizes. I got only Nuber fabric pieces. Nuber fabric is double brush, super soft, 74% nylon, 26% spandex, and just my favorite fabric that they do. They also do performance fabrics, and I think now this year they're trying to focus on having performance fabric and brush fabric in every collection that they do. So they have something for everyone, for runners, for the yoga people, for the weightlifting people, right? For the gym goers, whatever. But basically they're trying to have something for everyone. Yeah, I'm definitely not a runner, so you know, I don't need the performance materials. Although sometimes it's really nice when you do a HIIT workout or something. But we will start with a sports bra. Let's just start with the Bloom sports bra. A return for sure. All of these pieces are return pieces. And I did get this one in the color Azul. I don't know, Azul. I don't know how you want to pronounce it, but the Bloom sports bra is definitely like more of a classic. Also works for bigger chests. And this is it. Super soft and brushed. We have the little bit of ruching here in the front. It's a little elastic. You have a wide band under the chest. It's not an elastic. This is really just a band, a fabric band, double layered. Really, really soft, a little bit stretchy. It's also a long line sports bra, so definitely covers a little bit more of your torso. And then we have these thick straps, and then in the back they kind of split up into 2, and then we have this wide raised here back. What Buffbunny Collection has updated since like last year, I think, is we do have the silicone tone and tone logo here. So that's actually quite nice, and you can kind of see the color here in different lighting. Here, this is in this super bright light. This is a little bit more of a shade. And it's just like a really pretty color. I was really curious to see how it compares to Rainwater Blue, which is why I'm wearing Rainwater Blue right now. And I would say color family wise, they are very, very similar. This one is definitely a little bit darker, but otherwise, I think you could easily have like a nice tonal outfit with the Azul and the Rainwater Blue, which is kind of what I was hoping for. I got very similar vibes. And honestly, I feel like, especially this year, so far, I've seen a lot of colors that remind me of other colors they've done before. Yeah, which is not necessarily bad, right? But like, they could just keep returning with the other colors. Like this is, I guess, different enough because it is just darker than the Rainwater Blue, but it is certainly a very, very similar color. I will just come also a little bit closer so you can really see the difference. But I think they're color-wise very, very similar, just this one is a little bit lighter than the Azul. So in case you're interested in that, because for me, Rainwater Blue is certainly one of my favorite colors that they've ever done. So I'm always curious to see how other colors compare. But yeah, this is the Bloom Sports Bra. As I said, I got this in a size small. It's the Nuber fabric, super soft and brushed. Also has removable cup pads, by the way. And let's just see it on. Okay, Bloom Sports Bra, here we go in the beautiful azul color. You can see it's definitely quite covering. We do have this ruching here that is a little stretchy. Kind of causes a little bit of a sweetheart neckline. Nice wide straps, so good type of coverage. A little bit of arm fat spillage, but not too bad. And then we do have the nice thick straps that are actually quite comfy. It is long line, so you do have this band under the chest, removable cup pads. And then the back is kind of simple. But they've done more simple bags since then, because when they brought this out the first time, I was like, oh, that's a very simple bag for Buffbunny Collection. But yes, they've done more simple than that. But yeah, we do have the double straps here and just the wide racer bag, which honestly, I mean, you know, is still cute. Quite wearable under tank tops and all that kind of stuff if you want to. And yeah, it's also good for bigger chests, but it also works for my small chest. Like, I don't get a ton of cleavage. I'm very well covered. But I also know that the bigger chested girls also like this one. There's definitely a little bit more space for boobs. I will say it feels a little bit tighter than some of the other ones I've tried, but so I would definitely size up if you're in between. But it's fine. Like, it's a small. I'm also like, with these clothes usually, if you wear it once or twice, like, it's gonna be molding to your body a little bit better, and then you'll be fine. Support-wise, I would say this is a solid medium. Yeah, medium support for me. Not high support, that's a little bit jiggling too much up here, but medium support for sure. And the fabric is super soft, super comfy, keeps you tucked in and everything. So no complaints there. Yeah, I think it's cute, but still like functional. And I mean, it's kind of nice that they're bringing it back, I guess. A lot of people love this, especially the bigger chested girls like this one, because it doesn't necessarily look like something that is like specifically for a bigger chest, but like, you know, it still functions quite well. So yeah, the color is beautiful, like I already said, like a nice blue with a purple periwinklish undertone, just like rainwater blue. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I mean, we've seen the sports bra before, it's nothing too new. And so let's just move on. Next up, we're moving on to our next sports bra, but I also just want to mention the new plastic bags that they do now. In case you haven't shopped from them in a while, they used to have these silicone-looking bags that were a little bit opaque and with a little zipper thing on top, but now we just do normal plastic. It has Buffbunny Collection on it, and also says include, inspire, ignite. So that's kind of a little bit new. Anyway, here we do have the Revolution Sports Bra, another return piece, also definitely one of my favorites. And this is in the azul bossy print. So I kind of stuck with just azul. I'm sorry if that's boring to you, but it's just the color I gravitated towards most. And I like a bossy print with a little bit of color. The bossy print has come out in black, first with the white dots, then we had black on black, we had white on vineyard dark red, white on pink, and all this. But yeah, here it is. So the bossy print, if I'm showing it to you up close, just like really all these little dots all over. Very, very simple print to wear. I also recently did a video where I paired the black color of the bossy print with something. I can link that up here when I was talking about geometric prints. And I think now is all the videos I can link done now, because I think you can only do so many. YouTube only lets you do so much. Also, if you hear some barking in the background, it's a little white dog. Oh no, that white dog isn't barking though. It's the neighbors. I can kind of see them through the bushes, through the trees basically. But yeah, on both sides we have neighbors with dogs. Yeah. Anyway, Revolution Sports Bra. Square neckline, super, super flattering for a small chest. We do have removable cup pads against long line. So we have this band under the chest, same as with the Bloom Sports Bra. And then we have thicker straps here again. They're quite wide set, which I actually really like. And then in the back, they just do the super pretty crisscrossing. It's really pretty. And then we have this little metal ring here. So just good to know that this is a metal ring, right? If you're going for an MRI or something, you should not be wearing the sports bra. Just saying. But anyway, this is, yeah, the azul bossy print. Honestly, I've been hoping for a bossy print with kind of this color since like 2 or 3 years ago when they had swimwear that was basically like this. I think the base color was slightly different, a little bit closer to rainwater blue, but certainly similar to this. And I was hoping that they would have this as activewear at some point. And finally, we had it. See, I can't link that swim video anymore, so sorry for that, but you can just find that if you look for Buffbunny Swim in my videos. And yeah, we also still have the silicone tone and tone logo, so this is now just the azul here, a little bit more prominent maybe on the pattern than it is on the Bloom sports bra, but I think that's perfectly fine. I like a good tone and tone silicone logo, and yeah, I'm actually really, really excited. It's super soft, super brushed, and I like the color. Let's see it on. Okay, Revolution sports bra, here we go. So this one also another classic. I do love it though, because I think it's quite flattering for a small chest. We do have a lower neckline, it's a square neckline, really, really nice thick straps, and they also go out quite far. So you get good side boob coverage, but also good armpit coverage. It's long line, so you do have the band under the chest here, and removable cup pads. Did I already mention those? I don't know. Support-wise, for me, honestly, like light to medium support, probably more of a medium support actually. But I know that for the bigger chested girls, this is maybe not as much of a favorite because it has the lower neckline. So it can be quite revealing and not as good with the coverage, but the straps are super, super comfy for sure. We can take a closer look at the Azul Bossy here. I think it's really cute. And then of course, square neckline is a highlight, but the back is also a highlight. So look at it, so cute. I love the back of this one. I think it's, I don't know, it's just so pretty. It's, the metal ring is here, and then you just have like all the straps and the crisscrossing in the back, and you still just have, you know, the silicone tone and tone logo here. And yeah, super soft. I feel like this fabric feels a little bit softer. I mean, this fabric is still Nuber fabric, but I feel like the bossy print in the Nuber fabric feels a little bit more stretchy and a little bit softer than the Azul color. At least comparing the Bloom sports bra to this, it feels slightly different. But I mean, usually it was like this, so that the prints were a little bit stiffer and a little bit less soft. But I currently feel like it's actually softer. I don't know, it's a little bit confusing. But if you just focus on the Revolution sports bra itself, I mean, yeah, it's a cute one. I like this one a lot. I do have a lot of different colors, and I don't know, I just like it. I mean, look at this bag, right? Like, so good. All right, but let's move on. Okay, now they also did have a bunch of other sports bras. They had a halter neck sports bra. Not a big fan of halter necks. They also, I'm just trying to see what I remember from this because it's been like 4 weeks. They also did have legacy shorts coming back in 6 inches and good colors. But I stuck with my favorite legacy leggings because they also came back in a few colors. And I'm also really, really happy that we have more legacy leggings coming in the Unbreakable collection, because I feel like last year we didn't get as many legacy leggings, and I was kind of sad about it because those are my favorite. And if I really like a color, I'd like to have it in a legacy legging because I know that's the type of legging I reach for the most. Or a legacy 6-inch short now with warmer temperatures coming. Would be nice to have. But anyway, now we only have legacy leggings. I did get 2 colors though, and it's just the colors we already saw. So we have the legacy leggings in Azul Bossy print and in just Azul, because I know I'm gonna reach for those. And I'm really trying to like get a bunch of stuff that I know I'm gonna reach for. Last year I still get sent stuff from Buffbunny Collection up until like past the summer basically. And then I was trying to be a little bit more exploratory, trying to also get things that I wouldn't necessarily buy for myself, just because I felt like it would be nice for a video to try that out for you guys. But now that I'm paying for it myself again, right? I'm just really trying to go for the things that I know I would wear. And I think that's basically what all of us should be doing, right? Go for the things you think you would wear. Maybe sometimes you can kind of venture out of your comfort zone. But in general, I mean, I know myself, right? I rarely wear things where I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. Let's see. So yeah, it has to convince me in order to for me to pick it up, basically. But anyway, we have the legacy leggings. I also did get some in the Warrior collection, which was, yeah, the video before this, or the collection before this one. This is the one more. And basically, they seem to be back to their normal compression, the normal thickness of the fabric, because all of last year it was quite thin, not as compressive, and it was just a little weird. And I feel like in the beginning, no one talked about it. And like, I mean, we could all tell it was different. And then at some point they came out saying, oh yeah, we'll make sure it's going to be back to normal the year after, basically, or this year. But yeah, so I think this should also be back to normal again, because the last collection at least was. This is just the azul color, and then we do have the azul bossy print here. I like it. I also feel like always with prints, you can kind of see the details, the seaming details a little bit better on the print. So here you can see we don't have a front seam. It's ultra high-waisted, which I love because I feel just nicely tucked in and hugged. We do have a side seam detail, which you'll be able to see a little bit better when I have it on, but it basically splits around knee height, and then you have 2 seams going down. And then in the back, my favorite, the triple seam glue detailing here. So flattering, also helps to keep them up a little bit better. Gives you a little bit more compression in the back of the waist, which is usually where I'm lacking compression a lot with leggings. And we also do have this tone and tone silicone logo here. I feel like this is not as dark as the seams. Like the seams definitely seem darker than the tone and tone silicone logo. But I also feel like the logo is it's definitely lighter than it should be. Did they do it lighter on this? No. All right, interesting. I think this is the wrong silicone logo. Because on the bossy print here, you can definitely see it's darker. And then here, it's too light. Like it should be the same color. It is not. Interesting. Honestly, I feel like, I'll just mention that to them and see what they say. Because it doesn't match. And yes, I'm not that picky, but this is a $70 legging. You should get it right, honestly. But otherwise, everything seems fine with this. It's just the color of the silicone logo does not match. Maybe I've gotten a little bit too picky, but honestly, like I said, I think for $70 they can do it right. Because it's not the right color. It does not match them. Yeah. Well, anyway, also good to know. That's, of course, only applies to the print legging. It is printed on white because we have white as the lightest color in the print, so it always has to be printed on the lightest color. So you will definitely, or I will definitely pull it a little bit lighter here. And if you don't like that, then maybe the print in this case is not your thing. Then maybe you want to go for the solid colors, and that's perfectly fine. But it's just a thing to note. Also, usually I feel like it never looks as intense as if it is on black. So there's that, right? I think if it's black and white and then it posts lighter, that you can tell a little bit better than with a lighter color like this. But yeah, same detailing here on the azul color, of course. It's just, I think it's a really pretty color, but I guess that's also because it reminds me a lot of the rainwater blue. And kind of like rainwater blue, and then what was it called? Not Very Perry, maybe Very Perry, but there was definitely another color that is darker than this, but like definitely also similar. I'll see if I can find it. But anyway, let's see these on. Onto our legacy leggings here now in the solid azul color. Fit as always, or should I say as it used to be. Definitely a little bit for me harder to get around the waist, sorry, not the waist, the hips and the butt. And then once I have them on, they fit perfectly. No front seam, no top seam, ultra high-waisted. So my natural waist is kind of here, a little bit lower. So they will roll a little bit to where the natural waist sits, but it's not so bad. And you can always just fold them over and then they're not gonna roll on you anyway. We also do have the side seam detailing. So side seam here, splits up and then goes all the way down, 7/8 length for me. And then in the back, the highlight, the triple seam glue detailing. I can come a little bit closer. It's really what I like about these the most. Triple seam glue detailing. Proper seam in the back, silicone tone and tone logo here. And yeah, they just hug you in all the right places. And I also really like them in combination, here with the azul bossy print as the top. I think it's a really, really cute outfit. And the solid colors sometimes fit a little bit different than the print. We will see the print in a second. But yeah, I will say, if you're used to the legacy leggings from last year, These are definitely a little bit more compressive. They are a medium compression. They stay up nicely. They keep you a little bit tucked in. And they are also like, it's just a little bit of a thicker fabric. So just be aware of that. I still would recommend to size down if you're in between. That's what I usually do. With last year's, I mean, I feel like everyone could have sized down. But they are back to the normal quality that we used to, mostly, I would say. And I think the lighter colors always feel a little bit softer. I did get a darker green last collection in the Warrior collection, and that one was a little bit more stiff because it was a darker color. So I think you can definitely kind of feel a little bit of a difference here and there, and sometimes the prints can also be a little bit stiffer. But like I said, we will check with the Azul Bossy print in a second if that's the case with this one or not. But overall, I would say this is back to what I was used to from the Legacy leggings, and yeah, I'm just nicely tucked in. I like the ultra high waist because I just feel nicely hugged, and there's definitely like no sliding down of these, so they stay up here, because I sometimes have that with leggings where they just start dipping down here, and that never happens with these. So this is also why I like them a lot, and yeah, color's beautiful. Let's move on to the Bossy print. Okay, onto our Azul Bossy print now. And I already had the slight feeling when I compared the sports bras that the fabric felt slightly different. And I feel like it's always a little bit easier to tell with the leggings. I am very surprised to find that the print is kind of more of last year's Nuber fabric style. It feels a little bit thinner, way more stretchy, less compressive. And that's kind of the opposite of what I expected, right? You usually expect the prints to be a little bit tighter, a little bit stiffer in fabric. This is the exact opposite, and it really feels like all the Nuber fabric felt last year. So I thought we were back to normal, but apparently we're only back to normal with the solid colors. Because I'm kind of feeling this sliding down a little bit because it doesn't have as much compression. Of course, it's easier to get over my hips, but now it's like I'm missing a lot of compression up here, basically, that I definitely did get with the Azul color itself. So I don't know what they're doing. I've also seen some people say this about the fashion print coming now in the upcoming Unbreakable collection, that felt so stretchy and kind of people felt like they needed to size down in general. So yeah, I don't know. This is a little weird because the other fabric like I said, it's the same fabric, right? Or it's supposedly the same fabric. The other colorway, the Azul solid color, and my other solid color that I got in the previous collection felt like original Nuber fabric. It was a little bit thicker, a little bit more compressive, and this is just like last year. So I'm a little bit disappointed because I expected something else. It's still fine. It's just not as compressive and not as thick as I expected, because it definitely feels thinner. I still like how the color looks. You can also, still see the same detailing, right? We don't have a front seam, we don't have a top seam. And then the side seam detailing pops a little bit more on here, and you can see that splits up. And we have 2 seams there, 7/8 length still. And then, of course, the triple seam glue detailing also pops a little bit more here with the Bossy print, because the seams are a little bit darker. So it's cute. Don't get me wrong, it's cute. What I don't like is the colored silicone logo, of course, right, as we've already seen. I feel like, especially because the seams are a little bit darker, you kind of notice it. And yeah, the fact that this is just not the fabric that I expected it was going to be. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind that it's not more compressive than the solid color. It's just the fabric just doesn't feel like it's as thick as what I want it to be, and what I can see they've gone back to with the solid color, right? Like, make it make sense. I don't get it. Anyway, I still think it's cute. I'm still gonna wear it, and I also think it works really nicely with the solid color top. It's a good outfit, But yeah, I'm a little miffed, I wouldn't be, I don't know. It's not what I expected. So I'm kind of expecting now this also from the fashion print in the next collection. And maybe from prints going forward, I don't know. But if you want the original Nuber fit, just take the solid colors, I guess, if you are happy enough with how it fit last year. I guess you can go for the prints. I don't know. I mean, also hard to tell because we've had one print so far, but another one coming soon, right? It's just a little weird. It's a little weird. But yes, it's still pretty. Still the Legacy leggings, just a slightly different fit than the solid colors. But anyway, let's move on. It's conclusion time. Here's the little pile. Yeah, very uniform in color, of course. I don't have so many colors. Like I said, there was a few different ones, but these are the ones that spoke to me the most. And I guess it's just really one color because it's all azul, but different colorways because we have the print. Let me know what you shopped from the One More collection, or if you did shop that one at all. And also, like I said, the next one is already coming so soon. I feel like it's been 5 weeks now in between this one and the other one. And they launched a capsule collection in between as well. So they've been going a little bit intense, I would say. Very intensely. But yeah, do let me know if you're also planning to shop from the Unbreakable collection. I think the colors are, like I said, pretty fun. I might pop some of my favorites up here. So we do have the fashion print coming back. So the fashion print has already come out in 3 different shades of color. We had the original fashion print that had like pink, light pink, blue in it. Then we had a pink fashion print and a blue fashion print from last year's snack collection. I already linked that video earlier. And I actually really liked that. The pink one had just pinks in it. The blue one had some purple in it too. And now we do have another fashion print. And that one comes in 2 different sports bras and also in the Legacy legging and in the Legacy 6-inch shorts. So I think I'm going to plan to get the Girlfriend reversible sports bra in that. I'm just going to, insert it here. They updated the fit of that one the last year's. I just fell out of it immediately. So now they have a little bit of a higher neckline, which is going to be really good. And I might still size down. So definitely size down if in between for that one. 100% do size down for that one if you're in between. Yes. And maybe the Legacy 6-inch shorts also in that print. And then I was thinking the Legacy leggings in Pop Rocks. If I can find a picture, I'll put it here. Otherwise, Pop Rocks color, I can just either Pop Rocks color or the Pop Rocks Legacy leggings in here. And then they also do have the return of the Rainforest crop, which I actually really like to reach for. I've had this in rainwater blue, in black, and in a dark green. And the black one I wear a lot. And now it's coming in black, white, and heart candy, which honestly looks to me like Candy Crush from last year, like just bright pink. And I was thinking of grabbing that in white. It's a different fabric now, so they call it Rainforest Crop V2, version 2. So I'm kind of curious to see that fabric. But yeah, those would be my 4 top picks. And of course, there's more colors. They also have grape juice, which is like a darker purple. I can also insert that here. And yeah, a lot of shorts as well. Honestly, not like a flowy shorts type of person. Like if anything, then the Legacy 6-inch shorts. But they also do 4-inch shorts. Again, if you're a shorter person or you just prefer shorter inseam. For me, the 6-inch shorts with the thick thighs is the way to go, just because then they don't roll up. And it's actually quite nice to have that not happening. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, do let me know what you're planning to purchase in the future from them, or like, you know, what you purchased from the One More collection. Also, maybe let me know what your favorite piece was after today's video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it your thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel so you get notified about all the new videos that are coming out and you don't miss one. Yes, and more things. Yes, you can also subscribe to, no, I already said that. See, today is really not my day. You can also follow me on Instagram. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. See some of the pieces in action there, and you can also DM me there, but I'm more likely to see your comments here. So if you ever have any feedbacks, any suggestion, anything, drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.